Realign yourself with the law, number one. Agree with Scripture and walk in truth. Because when your heart is in alignment, your life is going to follow. Right? So listen, your life is going to tell the truth about you at every turn. Your life will speak volumes about you. Why? Because what you do is indicative of what you believe. All the way to the point to where what you think and how you speak is indicative of what you believe. So if you want to know what somebody believes, you just listen to what's coming out of their mouth. That's all. You just look at, you just observe their life, and they'll tell you everything you need to know about that individual. Right? So when you realign yourself with the law, you agree with Scripture, and you walk in truth, you're going to find yourself aligning yourself with the Scriptures, finding yourself in right standing with the Most High, and there will be no questions. With all adversity, and adversity comes in a lot of different forms, right? Regardless of what form it comes in, we must endure. We must endure. All right. If we fail to endure, what's going to happen is we're going to make permanent decisions based off of temporary conditions. You're going to make permanent decisions based on temporary conditions. Throughout life, you're going to find that you're going to be up some days, you're going to be down. You're going to have to learn how to be abased and how to abound in this life. Things are not always going to go well. Things are not always going to be ideal. You're going to run into some adversity. You're going to run into some problems, right? But you can't get so caught up in what you're dealing with to where you start making decisions out of season and outside of Scripture. So we have to be careful that we endure and that we'll be patient, or else we're going to find ourselves making decisions that we'll later regret.
This is Philippians chapter 4.
Yeah.
Philippians chapter 4, verse 11. Not that I speak in respect of want, for I have learned in whatsoever state I am therewith to be content. Verse 12. I know both how to be abased and how to abound. Everywhere and in all things I am instructed both to be full and to be hungry, both to abound and to suffer need. Verse 13, I can do all things through Christ, which strengthens me. Verse 14, notwithstanding ye have well done, and ye communicate with my affliction.
Go back to verse 11.
Verse 11, not that I speak in respect of want, for I have learned in whatsoever state I am therewith to be content.
He says, I have learned. He says, I have learned. He could not learn this any other way other than experience. He's been there and done that. He said, I've known how to be abased and to abound. And he says, I have been instructed.
Everywhere in all things I am instructed.
I am instructed.
Both to be full.
Both to be full.
And to be hungry.
And to be hungry.
Both to abound.
Both to abound.
And to suffer need.
And to suffer need. I've been there. I've done that. But what's key here is he speaks about he's learned how to be content in any condition. He's learned how to be content in any condition.
And keep in mind, when he speaks of being content, notice how his plan doesn't change. He doesn't, just because he's abounding doesn't mean that he stops doing what he's instructed by the Most High.
That's right.
Right? Even when he's down and when he's up, he's on the same track. Nothing changes. Right? Even if he had lost his house, he would still be teaching. That's what he was supposed to be doing. That's why he says in verse 12, and in all things I am instructed, both when I'm full, when I'm hungry, when I'm abound, or when I suffer need. Right? So he's doing the same thing. Nothing changes. Just like 2 Timothy said, all you can do is do what the Most High tells you to do.
That's right.
Because nothing around you is going to change.
That's right. That's right. We must learn that same lesson. Regardless of what form the adversity, we must endure. We must stay the course. Christ said, I've come that you might have life and have it more abundantly. So he didn't come and bring our deliverance without adversity, right? Without some pain, without some suffering, right? There was a lot that he had to endure on his way to that cross, right? And the suffering didn't stop because he got on the cross, right? So he didn't bring our deliverance without some trouble and some adversity. So why do we think that we should walk in this deliverance without trouble?